We've also found that these carjackings are done by a small number of individuals. Out of the 17 we've had this year already, 9 of them are related to multiple events. That shows us there's a trend with these certain people going out there and committing these crimes. We've seen a lot of violence associated with these carjackings. And the ones I talked about, both a force and firearms were used in both of those events. That firearm was recovered and it was determined to be a pellet gun, but you couldn't tell until close inspection that it was a fake firearm or not a real firearm. We've also seen a trend with vehicle burglaries across the valley involving juveniles. Several of these crews of individuals have been taken into custody, and they almost all involve juvenile crimes. So I need the community's help. Don't make them easy victims. Make sure we go out there, we lock our cars. We don't have valuables stored in our vehicles. We're not storing firearms in our vehicles. It's important that we stay safe and keep this community safe. And if you see something in your neighborhood that doesn't belong, make sure you call the police, report it to us. Whether it's through the See Something, Say Something, 311, or if it's in progress, 911. It's imperative we work together to solve these crimes. If they go unreported, I can't help with getting them solved or stop them from happening in the first place. Is there any questions regarding this series of crimes?
You said that, could you talk about what is sort of bringing this on? You talked about it a little bit before, but could you expand on why do you think, what are you attributing this rise in carjackings and car burglaries to?
There's a lot of theories on what could be causing this. Some of it's social economic, some of it's just crime of opportunity, and that's typically what we've seen with our suspects here locally, is they're looking for crimes of opportunity at times. Both of the carjackings that I was referring to happened at 1 and 4 in the morning at people at ATM machines. It's important we're aware of our surroundings because we don't want to be that target, and we can make ourselves not be victims by being aware of our surroundings.
I know you probably don't remember every detail right off the top of your head, but mostly early morning. And where do they disperse geographically?
Geographically, they're all across the valley. There's not one area community that's getting hit harder than others. Again, this is crime of opportunity. They're looking for that easy victim that's anywhere around the valley. It could be on the east side, the west side, it doesn't matter. The reality is we have to be aware of our surroundings, and these kids that are doing these crimes, we have to find a way to get them into some support networks that are positive and give them those positive role models so they're not going down this road of violence and gangs.
What can one...
Schools are not going to be opening for everybody for a little while now. What is Metro doing to partner with some of these community organizations to get these kids help?
So every area command at Metro has what's called an intervention officer. And this isn't a one-time visit we're doing with these kids. This is a 3- and 4-month follow-up with these families to bring the services around them that they need to help them be successful, not just as one individual, as that young man that's doing these crimes, but the family as a whole. If there's other issues that are causing this, we want to get them addressed on the front end so we don't have to complete this cycle of arresting them, putting them into the criminal justice system, bringing them back out, and having that cycle repeat itself over and over again. We've got to break that cycle of crime with these individuals and these young men and women of our society to make sure they're getting that help and support they need.
Is there a specific area that this is happening more than in other areas? I mean, or is there sort of a focus that you guys have on?
I wish I could say they were happening in just one area, but that's just not the reality of it. They're happening all across the valley.
Why did you choose this area?
I'm in Summerlin Area Command. This is important to me, and this is why we're here.
Carjacking is happening here?
I've had one happen in this area.
Okay. So we're wondering why you chose this particular spot.
Yes.
Okay.
The 17 carjackings so far this year, how does this compare to previous years? And of those carjackings, what percentage would you say involve juveniles?
So about 50% involve juveniles, and we're at about a 30% increase in carjackings from last year.
You said these 17 individuals, or all the individuals appear to be sort of the same. Is there any indication that they know each other, that this is sort of like a ring of some kind?
Every time we've disrupted or arrested a group of these individuals, no matter where it's at, we don't find a lot of connection between the suspects. They are typically that the suspects will reside in the same area, but they're traveling all over the valley to commit these crimes. So again, we're back to this is a crime of opportunity. They're not looking for a specific car type. They're not looking for amounts of money. They're looking for that easy target that they can hit easily and get away quickly.
Has social media played a factor in any of these crimes or looking into these crimes through the investigation?
Not that I'm aware of. I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you so much and helping us keep this valley safe.